Hi there, how are you doing? Thanks for coming out. It's always great to see you. So, you tuned in because you want to know the one real reason why you should keep a sketchbook. The real reason why you should create every single day. Well, what if I told you that by keeping a sketchbook, you are going to start to see the world in a completely different way? And even more importantly, you're going to start to see yourself in this world in a completely different way. Yeah, sure, you could revert to all of those weird ways of doing things, that critical self, that self-condemning self, that judgmental self. But you're not going to do that. Really, what's the point? Because you're awesome. You're perfect in every imperfection. You are learning, you are growing, and you are changing every single day. You're not the same person today that you were yesterday, or a month ago, or a year ago, or longer. Keeping that sketchbook and making sure that you do something every day is going to help you to be kinder to yourself. It's going to help you to be more compassionate with yourself. And it's going to help you to be more compassionate with everything else in your life. And you might be thinking, well, how is doing some doodles or doing some lines or painting a little bit, how is that going to make me see everything differently? Well, all I can tell you is that if you trust what I'm saying, you'll find the truth yourself. Actually, never take my word for anything. Don't take anybody's word for anything. Examine your own life and try things out and see for yourself. That's the most important thing you can ever do, is learn to learn yourself. But I can tell you what keeping a sketchbook has done for me, and that has completely changed my way of viewing everything around me. You start to see the shape of things. You start to see the color of things. You start to figure out on this blank sheet of paper how to portray things. Maybe it'll be a sunset. Maybe it'll be a bird. Maybe it'll be, your mug on your desk. It doesn't really matter. But that simple process of creating every day and of keeping the sketchbook is a record of that growth, and it is huge growth, by the way. It's going to change everything. If you haven't started yet, start today. If you don't have a sketchbook, it doesn't need to be a sketchbook today. But do something today. That means grabbing a piece of paper and, drawing a pen maybe. Or grabbing that piece of paper and drawing your favorite mug with coffee in it while you're drawing it. Little treat. The important thing, though, is that you do it. The important thing is that you allow yourself to sometimes create what you maybe are thinking at that moment is complete and utter rubbish. But I can guarantee you that when you look back on it, you are going to be amazed. You're going to be shocked. You're going to think yourself a genius. You are going to marvel in the color and the line and just the creation that you have made. Now, you might think, well, I'm not good enough. I need to learn how to do this. Maybe I should take some courses. Maybe I should have gone to art school. Maybe I should go to art school. Well, I'm not going to be that guy that tells you you don't need art school. I didn't go to art school. I actually went to journalism school. And I learned tons of things there. So if your jam and what your dream is to go to art school, by all means, go there. But the thing is you don't want to be bound by any of the dogma that surrounds it. What you want to do is learn and then free yourself from that and find your own path, find your own way. Allow yourself to create, allow yourself to be creative, allow yourself to break the rules and try new things and just be amazing. And it's not all going to be some epic masterpiece. And that's okay. No 2 days are the same. Let's face it. Some days we have great days, other days they're okay days. Just like this tree goes through fits of I'm gonna put flowers everywhere to I'm just gonna drop some leaves now so I can worry James that I'm dying. It's still kicking, by the way. But that lemon is still green. I'm thinking it may just be either always green or maybe it's a lime tree. But I'm going on a divergent path, so I better get back on track. What we want to do with our art is always try to see things with new eyes, right? Just like that tree always surprising me, you want to try to see this world with new eyes each and every day. You want to love this world that you're in. You want to see the beauty in all these things in all of their shades and colors. You know, you want to experience life for what it really is, not what you've been led to believe it is. And that's what you have to understand, right? We have to get down to the work of doing. We have to get down to the act of creating. And creating is not about following an, ABC kind of step. Creating is about letting yourself create. It's about setting yourself free. And that sketchbook, full of those blank pages that at first, well, you might look at them and you think to yourself, good Lord, this is a lot of blank pages. What am I going to put in there? For me, though, I look at those blank pages and I think to myself, wow, imagine what I can create here. Some of these are going to be things that I look back on and I'll be amazed at what I did that day. Some of them will be little footprints of places that I've been and things that I've seen. Some of it will be dreams, some of it will be thoughts, some of it will be just creative experimentation. And there is something amazing in that. There's something magic about that. When you keep a sketchbook and when you start to see these things with new eyes, when you start to see things better, you realize that sketchbook and you are magic. And I really mean that. There's a magical feeling. You feel like you are some kind of super cool wizard creating this magic every day. And you look back and you think, wow, look at those things. It's conjuring something from nothing. And like I've said before, I don't know that there's any other creature that we know of that does something like that. Maybe someday we'll find something somewhere that creates like we can and we do. And you know what? There's a lot of people who say a lot of things about what us humans really are, and a lot of it's very pessimistic. What I think, and at least my view of it, is that we are these amazing creative beings with untapped potential that just bind ourselves into outdated thoughts and outdated views of how things are and how I can be and what I should do and who I am. And we view ourselves as just this skin and bone kind of thing, when really we are just pure spirit experiencing the universe, and maybe we're the universe experiencing being us. And our art, our sketchbook, is a result of that. It's a process in that. It's a moment in time where we are in tune with the inner workings of this creative, expanding, beautiful, and amazing universe. So, don't be freaked out by that page. Don't be worried about what you're going to put into it. Just tell yourself that every day I'm going to put something in it, even if it's just a few lines. Even if you just sit down and you start to move that pencil or that pen or that paintbrush, And what you're going to find is some pretty amazing things happen. And it comes as a result of what I said. You'll see the world completely differently, and you will see your life differently and better for having done it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit like, and if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and watch some of the other videos while you're here, because I think that you're gonna like them. Drop me a line below or track me down on Instagram, and please say hello. I always love when people show me what they're doing. I always love when people say hello and give me their 2 cents. And the last thing I'm going to say is try to live your life with compassion and be kind to everything around you, from awesome lemon trees to little birds to, everything else that crosses your path. Because in the end, that's what we have. That's our life. And we can choose to be kind to all of these things, to cultivate compassion, or we can do the exact opposite, or we can be indifferent. And I think that for those of us that start to see the magic and the wizardry of that sketchbook, we start to see just how important this world is around us and our place in it, and how very grateful we all are for being here and having people like you taking the time to hang out with people like me. Until next time, you take care of yourself, get creative, be wild and crazy and carefree and awesome to each other. Thanks a lot.